This is a video that many of you has been asking, and I just feel like there's so much to say and haven't really gotten the time to organize my thoughts and put them into one, but here we go. As the beginning of my big trip, I will need to go through how it's even made possible of me going out solo for so long and so often. Satellite communication, it's so important for being out there in the mountains without reception and still being safe. And the device I use is called ZOLEO. Before I get into ZOLEO or anything about their product specifically, I just wanted to explain why you even need one to begin with. We can date back to my first experience with really needing or thinking that I really needed some sort of communication with the outside world was when we were in Australia on this very remote beach full of dried seaweed on the bank. Israelite Bay, sea water. And then the car got stuck on one of the hump. The heat from the exhaust just light up the seaweed underneath right away, and there was smoke coming up. That was the only moment that I had such a close call of losing my Land Cruiser. And literally at the moment I threw all of my bags out of the car and thinking maybe we need to get helicoptered out now. At the time we only had this yellow little beacon thing. The only thing it does is just sending out an SOS message to whoever, I guess, the search and rescue team in the local area. It doesn't really give me an ease of mind in a way that I don't know what's going on. Do they know what the situation is? Do they know there's fire involved? Or they were just thinking someone's injured? But that was really the scariest moment that I realized being out of reception can be really dangerous. And the second reason was what made my solo trip possible. Just to update my mom where I am, let's turn it on and tell the parents I'm still alive. When you're out there alone, people that love you, care about you, they are not going to feel at ease when you're just gone without a message for multiple days and they didn't know if you're still alive. And I have my mom saved as a check-in contact. This is how I can let her know, even without reception, that I arrived at where I am settled for today and I am safe. Other than that, the third reason, when you're out there trying to meet up with someone, it's so difficult when you have no reception. Whereas if both of you have a communication outside, you can totally just meet them up instead of trying to figure out a location while you're in town, and who knows if that road is even accessible or not when one of them get there earlier and you might change location and you didn't even know. There we go, we found them. What a hidden little spot, wow. I've had many times meeting people on the trail when we're all in the mountains, just updating each other, hey, I am here, are you around? Do you want to join our camp for the night? And if someone in your convoy is lost and out of radio coverage, a satellite communicator will be so helpful. Just send a message, hey, I am here, and you can pin them your geotag. They can see you right away. Instead of trying to describe where you are on the radio, and people often are really bad at finding direction through just voice memo. And the fourth reason kind of tied back to the second one, but more so on the leisure personal side. Yes, when you're out there, you kind of don't want to still be connected with the outside world, but sometimes you really wish you do. A couple of days ago when I was at the lake, there was a girl that they moved out a bit of space for me to camp at, and she came to me asking,
she asked if I happen to have any sort of communication with the outside. She told me it's her mother's birthday today and there is no reception here. She felt super guilty. So I let her use my phone, the ZOLEO app connected to ZOLEO satellite communication. She talked to her mom for several texts, wished her happy birthday. It felt super nice to be able to help her on this sort of important day, that she doesn't miss it and still enjoy her time out here.
Just small things like that when you really want to say something to people you care about. And of course, because your package will have a message limit, you're not going to be chit-chatting like your unlimited messaging while you're in the city where you're on the reception. So this really keep it to the bare minimum of what need to be said. And then why I chose ZOLEO was, at the very beginning, just because of the price. It's slightly more affordable than some of the other models that's already in the market. I've seen their booth in one of the outdoor shows in Vancouver. That was the very first time I got exposure to them, and then constantly I just start to see them popping up. If you're in BC and if you're a member of BC Four Drive Association, you actually can have the activation fee waived. And that's why really I am just a user that loves this product so much. I couldn't praise it enough because it's ever since I chose this, it's been helping me so much. It comes in this really pocket-sized waterproof module that you can hang it on your bag as well. They also comes with some other accessory where you can mount it on your bag strap if you're a backpacker, or if a dash mount that can just hold it on your dash of the window, because in order for satellite communication to reach reception, it needs to be on the clear sky, not buried in your bag, so many layers underneath. How to use it, there is a start button on the top and you just long press it. And when you hear that sound, it means it's turning on. Once you get this, there's a whole series of registration you need to do on their website to put in your contact person and their number, as well as your emergency contact. So your check-in contact can be different than your emergency contact. Check-in contacts can be just one person or more. That's the person, when you click the check-in, they are going to get where you are. Whereas your emergency contact, you need to fill in 3 person, and those are the people that will be notified when you press the SOS button when you're really in the situation. So on the SOS button, they put a cover just so that you don't accidentally press it. There is your SOS button. So after you pair the device with your mobile phone, in the app, you can really just chat to anyone in your contact as if you were just using a different chat software like WhatsApp. They recently came out with a function called real-time tracking. It's almost the same as WhatsApp's real-time location sharing. So when I go to the trailhead, I will activate that, and then you can select your interval. Your check-in contact will receive the same sort of screen as a WhatsApp will receive, with all of your dots linked on the map. But in order to receive it, your contact will need to download ZOLEO app on their phone, but they do not need to have a plan or anything paid. Just register it with their phone number. It's literally the same as you're using another WhatsApp. Right now, when I go out, I just instantly activate ZOLEO and keep all the conversation there, because the message you send out while your phone have reception does not count as your ZOLEO package. So in this case, if I am in a city or when I have reception, I have my ZOLEO connected to my phone as well. Text someone on my ZOLEO app, it does not take down my ZOLEO limit. I will talk about the pricing on that end later on. This will keep all of the conversation in one chat, because I don't know when I will be out of reception, and everything is just streamlined in one page instead of maybe the next day when I come out of trail and then I saw a very important message they sent to my text. Well, I didn't have reception. But this real-time function is a different package that you will need to purchase separately. So if you don't want to have the real-time tracking for them to see exactly how you moved around in the mountains, stay with the normal plan, no problem. That's what I've been using the whole time before they roll out this service just this summer. So what I do after rolling into camp, when getting to a campsite for the night, the first thing I do is to update my contact that I am safe. It is just located on your top right of the screen. You will see it start spinning with the green lights. That means it's sending signal. Right now you have the option to just maybe pause your live tracking since you're stable at one place for a long time, and just activate it again when you're on the road next day. One question I often get is, what do I think about ZOLEO versus InReach? I don't personally have an InReach, but I have friends on the road that use InReach, and while communicating with them, I found out some core differences that was kind of a deal breaker for me. So for ZOLEO, the idea is when you register this device, you have another number. So essentially they assign you for a ZOLEO number that looks like a phone number. And this is the number attached to your ZOLEO device you can give to anyone to text you. You will receive that on your app. And I do not need to initiate a conversation with them first. This is the biggest difference with InReach. When I was trying to join the camp with Victor from Gear into Adventure, he got to the spot first and he sent me a message on his InReach to my mobile phone number, my carrier number, telling me the location. And here I see his number showing on his InReach number showing on my phone, and I thought, oh, that must be his InReach number. So I saved that number. While I was already at the trailhead, I didn't have reception anymore, so I used my ZOLEO app trying to message his InReach number. It didn't go through. It's showing me the screen that tells me to have the InReach person to initiate the conversation first. It's almost, in my understanding, that InReach uses a liquid number and you have to initiate a conversation from InReach end so that they assign a number to this conversation. Like the conversation between these two persons, this connection is assigned one number. And when the same InReach device talk to another number, they're assigned a different one. So it gets a little annoying that you as the InReach user will have to get everyone's phone number and start a conversation, and that will allow them to contact you. So essentially, I can give my ZOLEO number to everyone that could potentially need to contact me. People are sort of complaining that using ZOLEO, you will need to use two devices in the same time to have ZOLEO and your phone tend to go out of battery fairly quickly. Whereas on InReach, they have a version that have keyboards that you can just send out text that way, which is a little cumbersome to navigate through, but in most cases, I keep my phone with me all the time. I've had situations where I try to reach out to someone and they already put their ZOLEOs way deep down in a bag, packed into the truck, and can't really get my message. Whereas with this, I always navigate on my phone. My phone will be on my dash the whole time. I just leave this exposed under the deck. When the message come in, I will see it right away. Most of the time, I will have a charger with me and to keep my phone charged. Personally, I have it with me all the time, even if not messaging. I will be navigating, I will be taking photos, taking videos with this device. And for ZOLEO, one charge can last you multiple days. Even if your phone is out of power, you can still send in check-in message by clicking the check mark here. So phone optional is good to have for texting because we're already so used to texting on the phone's keyboard already.
Now let's talk about pricing. ZOLEO has 3 options, starting from the basic plan at $20 for 25 messages. Note, this is quoted in US dollars. The middle tier InTouch at $35 for 250 messages. And finally, $50 for unlimited. When you go over your monthly limit, you can either pay the additional single message fee or add on 20 messages for $11 or 75 messages for $20. Personally, I think the InTouch plan is at a sweet spot. You can suspend your plan for $4 per month to keep your number or cancel or change your plan anytime. Its strongest competitor, Garmin InReach, offers a lowest plan called Safety at $14.95 for 10 messages. Middle tier called Recreation at $34.95 for 40 messages, and Expedition plan at $64.95 to get unlimited texts. These are month-to-month pricing, which allow you the freedom to cancel. The price lowers if you choose to lock in an annual plan. Again, if you want the flexibility with more messages, ZOLEO provides a better deal.
So I hope this covered most of the things that you guys are asking me about on ZOLEO. Me, as a user, I genuinely just really love this device. I take it everywhere. In my car, while in the mountains, or paddleboarding, hiking, even snowboarding, any opportunity that I could go out of reception. Because you never know. Better be prepared than that. If there's anything I didn't cover and you would still want to know more about, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to answer as much as possible. Alright, the sun is out. I guess we can pack out and hit the road. Happy trolling!